Yes, Lisa McLean, the Legislative and Policy Manager. This is a petition to amend a number of raffle rules. It's brought to us by a number of different nonprofit organizations. It is actually, what this began as is 4 separate rule packages that are now packaged into the three of them you asked to initiate rulemaking on, including a staff initiated rule package. And so here we bring you some suggested language for making changes that accommodate the interests of the nonprofits and some of the staff issues. One of the things that is that the thresholds that trigger submission of a raffle plan for commission approval raises from 40 to 80,000 for a single prize, and from 300,000 to 500,000 in cumulative prizes over a license year. It requires licensees that offer these high value raffles to award at least 50% of net proceeds, less expenses if they do not sell enough tickets. This will protect both the raffle ticket buyer and the person who organizes the raffle, the organization that organizes the raffle. We increase the number of guests for members only raffle, allowing 50% being guests in a members only, such that people could bring their spouses. We clarify WAC 230-11085 regarding modified pricing plans. For instance, a penny raffle, and we offer some amendments to discounted packages and other pricing plans in the subsequent 11086 and 11087. And then for the nonprofits asked that we help with their ease of record keeping, we suggest some changes to how much paper the nonprofits need to keep for a full 3-year period. And we suggest that they can get rid of some things after 1 year. So I am here to answer any questions. Oh, I will also say staff worked on this, on these rule changes, the language. We then went to the petitioners, discussed it with them, made some additional changes. And so this is something that the staff feels comfortable with, that it's able to regulate. And also the petitioners within the scope of what they understand what we're able to do, and they're comfortable with the changes that we have made as well. Bill McGregor from Reg Unit, and who helped me with these rule changes, is online too, in case you have any questions.
And do you know if any of the petitioners were planning on attending?
They weren't. Not that I'm aware.
Is there any questions or comments from the commissioners?
I guess I have a question, maybe. So these started in September, is that, or commission review in September? So I unfortunately was unable to make that meeting. Was there much discussion about the 40,000 and 300,000 thresholds that I missed? Because that's really an area that I'm having a little bit of difficulty getting on board with.
You remember 2 months ago?
Yeah, I'm just, if there was anything. All right, well, I guess if staff is feeling comfortable with this kind of package of rules, I can get on board of all of that except for the 40 and 300,000 thresholds. And I especially appreciate that staff's trying to assist with some of the retention issues. I think some consumer protection provisions are included in case the raffle plan doesn't quite meet what they are anticipating with these large prizes. But for me, I think of, and I've been doing this quite a while, we end up having, I don't know, 5, 6 of these kind of max per year that they actually have to come to us with a a thorough plan, because either or both, they have a single prize over that $40,000 threshold, or they're going to exceed the 300,000 for the year. I feel like it's not too much to ask to come before us at those thresholds. I mean, I would be amenable to maybe raising the single prize up to maybe 50,000, or I could be convinced it's 60,000, but I think 80,000 is doubling it is not necessary. I'd much rather see folks come before us. So I'm not sure how other commissioners are feeling about it, but I mean, if I were to, if there was a motion made, I think I would probably want to return it to 300,000, and I would probably want to the single prize at 50,000, and those folks would have to come and present to us.
Okay, thank you. Are there any staff that, know anything we don't that might alleviate some of Bud's concerns? Or
Can I just to say that last month or in September, when I presented this, I referenced, there was not a whole lot of discussion, I recall, but I did reference the idea of the fact that we're auctioning off houses. Cars these days don't go for $40,000 also. So that was some of the arguments that were made at the time. I don't know if Bill has anything more to say about that. Remember also that we did, actually, this was part of the package. Remember, it was 3 packages in this. We really did think that this was a policy decision on your part. So respect what you're saying. Not sure if Bill has anything to add on that.
I do not have anything to add.
thank you. Are there any other comments from commissioners surrounding that?
I have a question for Bud. Are you willing to put forward a motion that is in alignment with your point of view?
Yeah, I'd be willing to do that. But I mean, and we can have the debate post motion or before the motion. I don't know how other folks are feeling about the 300,000 in a year, whether there's strong opinions about that should be as high as 600,000. I can't think of
And that one
any.
was going to 500,000.
What's that?
That one was going to 500,000.
Oh, that's right, 500, right, yes, correct. Yeah, I think the 300,000 for me is, it brings the right number of folks, the right size of activity before the commission. And we also actually hear about some really cool programs that are going on out there when they come before us.
Yeah, I understand your point. I also understand the point that with inflation and things just cost a lot more than that. So, I mean, I'm kind of fine either way on that.
I think the inflation point gives me a little bit of heartburn based on other discussions we've had this year. And I would love to go back and read read the minutes from September so that I can see what they say. My iPad is not cooperating, so I can't really do that right now. Sorry, it's okay. But perhaps if we could take a minute, not a minute, but perhaps if we have some time to go back and, review the petitioner's presentation, review the discussion that was had in September, that, might actually hit to some of Bud's concerns. Commissioner Sass.
We don't have to go to a 102 this month, do we?
Right.
Are we?
We can push this to January, right? And just review stuff in the interim. Okay.
I'd be
Do we need to take a
really
vote to do
comfortable
that?
moving that to January, and then maybe the petitioners would show up.
Do we need a vote for that?
I support that moving forward.
You could probably do this one either way, if you're not really taking action, but simply continuing it, but it would be, you could certainly do it as a vote to move this to January, and that would give staff clear direction.
Okay, but do you want to make a motion?
Sure. I would move that tab 7 petition would be stay at the 101 level until action at the January commission meeting,
Or possible action. at
or
January.
possible action. Excuse me, correct. Thank you for that.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
I
Aye. All right, motion carries.